Good morning. Look at that beautiful California sun. This is day 2 of our Road to Barber tour. And we got Rob over here. He's going to be my co-pilot on we're heading across the country to and stopping at all of our tour stops. But I've been trying to edit yesterday's video and I'm having some technical difficulties. Okay, so Jeremy is getting ready, racing this weekend. He has gone and entered into a number of different races to get himself warmed up for MotoAmerica. So we're hoping for him to bring home quite a few pieces of hardware before he goes over to MotoAmerica. Yeah, that's how the pros do it. We are having a ton of fun. All right, I'll get back to you once we get going. Yep, see you in Alabama.
It's so good to see you too.
All right, yes. We are leaving beautiful Thunder Hill. This has been amazing, and I did, if you saw in the last episode, get to ride Thunder Hill. Now, it was on a bicycle. It was quite exhausting, but that was a bucket list item that I wanted to check off, was riding Thunder Hill. So if you want to see what that was like, check out the previous video. Day 1 of our Road to Barber tour. All right, here's everything loaded up for Barber on the remix van that we're going to be taking. Go ahead. We're going to be taking across the country. This is insane. Yeah, look at this right here. There's Jeremy on the back. This van is awesome. But we're about ready to head on out. We're going to be live throughout this trip as we head over to Birmingham, Alabama to Barber Motorsports Park. Let's go. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Okay, we are pulling up to our first stop on the Road to Barber tour. Right here. We're pulling up to this cycle gear location in, is it Pacheco? Pacheco, California. All right, so my cycle gear locations back home are nowhere near this size, and they're telling me that there's one that makes this store right here look small. Like, I don't know if the camera does this any justice, but this cycle gear is huge compared to any of the ones that I've been to back home.
Way down here.
Yeah. Try to make sure I don't capture anybody on camera without their permission. Yeah. Oh, see? Look at how small Rob is. From way over there.
Halfway across the store.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This place is this is insane. Yeah, he's not even at the back of the store. They got a whole tire wall back there. This is pretty cool. And then they've got a really cool bike up front. I'm gonna wait until some of the traffic clears out, because they do have business going on here. And I don't want to walk around the store with a camera, you know, potentially putting people on camera who aren't consenting to it. But yeah. But no, this is pretty neat. I mean, look at this wall here of helmets. That is neat. And then look, there we are. And then that side of the store, a bunch of gear. There's helmets, there's tires, and they got full race suits over here. But that's one of the things that I noticed about California is that their riding season is year round, like constantly. So stores like this flourish. Hi, John. Yeah. So now this cycle gear location has been generous enough to want to be part of our tour stops. And so you're going to have to catch that on our live stream. So if you're watching this afterwards, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and obviously here on YouTube if you're not already, so that you can follow us along when we go live. Rob's going live. I'll put Rob's information up here, but also follow Truth Be Told Apparel, Remix Racing, Remix Recovery, and we're gonna be posting all week long.
All the way there.
Yep, all the way there. This is gonna be a long journey, but it's gonna be one to remember. It's gonna be one to remember for a lifetime.
I'll just throw in my cart. We're literally 3 laps, so I'm going to throw in my cart for you. In case.
Yeah, so it's missing a few things. Like he said, it's a non-running, so we got brake lever here, but no rear brake hooked up.
Because if you only Japanese made modular, no, it's not made in modular polished.
And
What's up in 25?
So the reason why every single one of my vehicles took one.
this is pretty nifty.
Wow. What colors do you have in stock? Those. I got G4. And I found like the white.
That's cool.
My most recent.
Maybe I should go to this guy.
Is it every year or?
Yeah.
Full year from today.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, like,
I don't really want a Pista. After looking at that, I don't want a Pista anymore. I just can't justify that. I'm too rough on helmets to spend that much money on a helmet. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is a Pista worth the money? For me, I think it's more like you hear about this a lot. Is Pistas, are they worth the $1,000 entry into the Pista world? I really believe it's the use case. Like, what are you using it for? What about you, Rob? What do you think?
I think the helmet is very important, and you want one that works well.
Yeah.
And if it's beat up, you should probably get a new one.
But what do you think about like spending over $1,000 on that?
I think that's a choice that you have to make.
Yeah.
I would not spend. I wouldn't buy a carbon fiber helmet. I don't really have the need to. But if you need seconds, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was saying. Like your use case. What is your use case for the helmet? Like, are you riding around town? Are you racing? Is it, if you have the money for it, yeah, go ahead. You're not, there's no, like, it's safe. It's a very safe helmet. But the difference between, say, the K6S and the Pista, this is going to be more comfortable.
I don't know. I've never.
And you're going to be able to actually put your palms in the K6S a whole lot easier than you will the Pista. The Pista is a race helmet, and so, like, for me, it's all about the use case.
Do you have different helmets for different uses?
Yeah, well, like my Rai, that's my race helmet. Because one, I need it to pass tech every time, and if I'm riding it, if I'm using it daily, there's a high probability that I'm gonna nick and ding it up, and then won't pass tech. So right here, what do we got here, John?
All right, we got some Cycle Lear merch. We got you a fantastic hat. A couple of our brand new T-shirt graphics. Yep. And then we got you some road tire gauge.
Oh, this is always.
Everybody needs a helmet bungee.
There you go.
Green.
Nice.
And probably one of our favorites is the 15-in-1 multi-tool.
Yeah. You need the multi-tools.
Yep.
All right, now. So all raffle tickets go to Remix Recovery, nonprofit 501c3A,
Awesome.
and they fight mental health, addiction. They have real world resources
Absolutely.
for people who need it, and so all the raffle tickets, all the money from that goes straight to their nonprofit.
Awesome.
And when we're in Barber after the race weekend, we're gonna be raffling all this off.
Nice.
And you can enter to purchase, or you can purchase these tickets, the raffle tickets, at our Zephy link. And there's a 100% free service for nonprofit organizations. And so we greatly appreciate
Absolutely.
your
Good to
guys'
meet you guys.
donation and support of our mission.
Have a great journey.
Oh yeah, this tour is going to be fantastic.
I'm sure you've seen vans loaded, but if you guys want to check out the van,
Yeah.
Take a look at it.
Yeah, the hooligan bike is
Oh, hell yeah.
it's a piece of
Yeah, too bad you guys couldn't make it through on a bike night. That would have been
dude, that would have been nuts.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Any cycle here next Tuesday.
second Tuesday of the month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're on the road somewhere and you're close to one, I would recommend it.
Definitely.
Good turnout, especially with the weather. It's gonna be-
Oh yeah.
All right, guys.
Nice. All right, thanks
Safe
again.
travels.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, we got to get back out on the road. Oh, look at this. Yeah, that's right. I'm editing on the road. We are headed to Kern County Powersports. The same people who built that super hooligan MotoAmerica bike back there. All right. And while we're there, I'm going to go live. I'm going to see if we can. And we're going to talk to Bryce. And, I mean, this guy has got a team that's headed to MotoAmerica. Some of the biggest names in MotoAmerica is that this guy has on his team. And he's building bikes for them. And they win. They do really well on the national level. All right. This dude knows what he's doing, knows what he's talking about. And I want to pick his brain a little bit. All right. So we'll catch back up with you guys when we get there. Boom. Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, man.
I'm Tim.
Zane.
Zane, nice to meet you. This is Rob.
How you doing, Rob?
Yep.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
We're here to meet with Bryce. Is he
Okay.
around?
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
He is probably back in the race shop somewhere, I'm sure.
Alright.
But
Well, we got one of the bikes he built in here, so
picking up a bike.
No, we're just
we're on
stopping
our way
a
to
tour.
MotoAmerica.
Oh,
so
sick. Okay.
Yeah, we're heading to
cool.
Barber.
So just coming to say hi.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You guys feel free to come on in, and then I can let him know.
Obviously, like, it's obviously under an old name. Bryce
Yeah.
had acquired it. We're reestablishing name change, remodel, and obviously bringing in all the DPR side of
Right.
it. So it's good. But so yeah, lots of changes in the last 13 years
So-
I've been here, but for the better. It's really good.
So for anybody who doesn't know what BPR
Yep.
stands for, what does it stand for?
That is Bryce Prince Racing. So yeah, that's going to be his forte, you could say. Obviously, but with the Yamaha and Bryce and Josh Hayden and Dion and all the other guys.
All those.
Yeah, and Dion is actually here today.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, working on some suspension, so you guys get to go back there
Oh, nice.
and meet him. So
We-
we can actually walk back there right now because Bryce, he's back there, obviously prepping for everything. They're
Yeah.
back there busy as
Oh, I know. There's wrenches flying, and
yeah. No, everyone's back there yelling at each other. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
so we apologize for any bad words. Yeah, dude, man,
Yeah, we'll make our way back around. We'll do the service shop.
dude, I'm like deer in the headlights
You'll
right
see
now.
there's the dyno where they do all the race bikes, prep and all that back there too. So
You guys want to see a dyno, motorcycle dyno?
It's not-
Yeah, you want to see a dyno.
it's not live, unfortunately, but you get to see it.
Yeah,
The action happens.
right?
These are the next,
Oh, dude,
these things are cool too, man.
it's a
But
full size off road car.
that's
Yeah, I know.
That's
Is
it.
this one hopped up?
Yeah, so this is their biggest. This is the Pro R, so it's a 2000 cc.
It's a 2-liter. Is it turbo?
2 liter 4-cylinder. Nope, naturally aspirated. 225 horsepower. So it's a
If we put a whirly boy on this thing.
yeah. Well, they do. They make
Oh yeah.
Evo, Boondock. There's a bunch of companies that make turbo kits under 500 horsepower on the stock internals and everything. So it's very easy to do.
These freaking axles are.
That makes that. Polaris, that's a ProStar engine.
So,
Makes that. When they first were designing them, they came in the Polaris slingshot.
all right, we're going back to the mad scientist shop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Our lovely.
Let me ask to make sure there isn't anything that we can't show here on.
No, everything here is pretty good. Obviously, some of the stuff is some storage and some extra.
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
Ducatis.
Yeah, I see
A
that.
couple Ducatis with
You
that.
guys touch Ducatis?
Yeah, oh yeah. You work on here and there.
Yeah.
But here's some of the super losing bikes.
Yeah.
Get prepped, so
I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything that was like secret, like
No.
top secret or anything.
Top secret as of right now.
Yeah, there's the dyno. there is the dyno. Lots of horsepower has been made on that.
I'll see the yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this something back there. So I'll walk back this way. Putting different bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the.
So this is just like clip-ons. Yeah.
Clip-on bars. I believe so.
Yeah. These look like woodcraft ASV levers.
Yeah, so they're taking, yeah.
So R1 front suspension or
Yeah. XFR things look good there too. I was thinking about putting one on my MT-09. It's kind of less gas. It is less gas. It looks cool though. But get to a seat to fit like I would have to put the race style for it to fit right. So, and I don't know if I want to do that for the street. The difference with like these, this is aluminum. Right. It's not hard. Yeah. So yeah, they're cool to see how these that triple cylinder come around.
Yeah.
How much they're enjoying it.
right?
It is coming around. But yeah, the race trailers out here too. Getting everything loaded up. But yeah, we have 6 technicians here, so we got
Whoa, yeah, you guys are.
we got a bunch of days still working on them. Right. This is the engine room. We can go in here.
Oh,
and
we
take,
can't?
take a peek real quick if he's working.
Yeah, if they're working, we won't bug them.
But this is, we're all just all the race bike. All
Yeah.
the magic. We're doing some just showing off the engine room. So all the suspension,
Hooligan.
bunch of stuff, man.
Oh, that's cool.
Don't pay attention to the water leak that happened.
Yes, don't. Yeah. Oh, that.
Okay.
Ignore the wall. That was-
I didn't notice it until you said something.
I'm totally bummed out on it.
Yeah, this is Scott Sillery.
Scott, I'm Tim Query.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Rob Walker.
Hi. You guys local guys or?
No, I'm from Seattle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We're on our way to Barber right now.
helping out
Build our racer's motor.
Oh, what's
for the remix
Jeremy
race.
Taubman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah,
man.
Jeremy's cool.
I like his actor.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got his van outside.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Dude, AGV R750T, 1987-ish. But dude, look at that dry flash.
Yeah.
It's great.
Wow.
That's the second one I'm building.
Is it okay if I get that on video or?
Oh yeah, here, dude, check it out. I'm waiting for some parts, dude. He's got all kit components, dude. Those are specialty rods going in it.
Oh my God. This is what the BPR guys are doing. All right. This is some amazing work. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, check out, dude. The guy's got like vintage. Look at this.
Was that 3 valves on the exhaust side?
Yeah. This is
Intake.
Or intake side,
the,
yeah.
the 5-valve motor. But yeah, he's got.
I'm a Ducati guy myself. I got 2 V4s.
But this is a FZR. I had
Yeah.
what year is this?
87.
I had one.
Yeah, dude, it was
That
there
was
was a
so cool.
spec class racing in AMA, I guess, but they had a whole spec class where you had to show up on one of these FZR.
We're in Cali right now. We're about ready to head to Las Vegas.
Super crazy that there's so many parts still out there. And this guy, like after they stopped racing him, he just went by and started asking people, "Hey, you got any parts for this FZR?" So he's had these components, and some of these components for 30, 40 years. 40 years. Yeah. Dude, absolutely super cool. And the guys,
Yeah, you don't get to see stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm reading this, so I don't know,
Oh, there
right?
it is right there.
I want to make sure I'm reading this right. Is it 2.7?
oh,
It says 2,700
Yeah.
centimeters
so yeah,
squared.
CCs, right?
Yeah.
That's just the oil.
Oh, that's oil capacity.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I'm Tim.
Nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet you.
Yeah.
Telling him
You're
I
a mad
saved
scientist,
the day
huh?
at Daytona when with the quick shifter
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
came out and dropped these little connectors and just connected those 3 wires.
So just so you know, we're live streaming right now.
Oh,
I just wanted to let you know ahead of time, just so you didn't know. So we're going around doing some publicity and raising awareness and doing a whole tour. We're stopping at a bunch of different shops and places that have supported us and or supported the team.
Well, we appreciate it as a store too.
Oh, yeah.
It goes a long way from just awareness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That and people being able to see this stuff is super cool.
No, it really is. I mean,
Yeah.
we're happy that we get to be a part of it. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. This is nerdy stuff, and I love nerdy stuff.
More of that. Yeah,
I may not understand what everything I'm looking at,
I don't.
but
Come back to that. What are you working on?
yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that on there that they put the oil capacity on the outside like that. Normally on most engines that something like that is the CCs. Yeah, so that is cool. But
Got a R1 and
yeah,
and a 9 triple right here.
yeah. Look at those intake ports.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And you can see the little BPR stamp right there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Protocol when I'm checking.
It's a little cool feature you don't get to see when it's in the
Right. CP3, BPR. This thing has been blessed.
Make more power.
Right?
Yeah, and then on the other side of this one, is some more like race bike storage, and then the race room too. So that's where that's just build all the bikes.
What else?
Put back in, that's where they go.
Yeah. So what else do you guys go and specialize in? So you guys are doing engines. You guys are doing suspension. You guys also do exhaust, tuning, or
Yeah, we do all of this. We do all the tuning for obviously all the race bike.
Yeah.
They do some dirt car work too. That use a R6 platform.
Oh, really?
So they do a lot of the building engines for their dirt track cars as well.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah, so they'll be working on R6 motors and engines for
like they need the dirt guys out.
so it's not just the road racing stuff. It's
So-
kind of
Yeah,
last night we had some kind of making race cars
we want to do it fast
on the dyno. So we were the only ones that Bryce was the only one that has the application and the spot that can still
Yeah.
do it.
Right.
It's pretty cool. And then obviously the new cell stuff we do. Work on anything from small kids use dirt bikes to the big side by side you've seen out there, so we can really pull around shop. That's why this mostly is the race application. Scott made back here, and then on the outside could be more of the new unit cells.
Yeah.
But from detail to the oil change, whatever it is, we can do all that.
That's crazy.
Start building light.
Oh, that's cool.
Dion right there working on.
Oh, hi Dion. I'm Tim.
Oh, good to see you, bud.
Yeah. Wow.
Congrats,
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. I won this shirt.
There you go. And then there's the other room that all kinds of stuff always going on. So
Man.
once Scott's done building the engines, they're gonna start plugging them all back together.
You gonna be out there next week?
Like that?
You gonna be
Go in the bikes, and then you get the bike.
Yeah.
Everyone's over it, but was awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Get a better.
Sorry, I should have warned you. I'm live on Instagram right now.
Did you race the 200s?
No, so that was super sport class.
Yeah.
I raced the R1 that way. So they didn't race the big bikes there.
They raced the 600.
Well,
Yeah.
the first round was Road Atlanta,
Yeah.
and
2 weeks ago, right?
yeah.
Oh.
So I won my class on
Oh,
Sunday.
say hi.
Kern County Powersports joined the live.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
We were listening to you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But yeah, no. So how did you do first round?
First round, I got second, but there was technical aspects, so they disqualified me. The technical.
yeah, I mean, I guess
Dude.
cooling in your thing.
I have a little bit of oil. Random, weird, somehow the OEM oil filter got like a pinhole and I'm breaking a little.
Oh no.
So
They disqualified me. It was the last lap. I got the meatball flag at the last turn, and
you must have been smoking then.
yeah. So.
Oh shit! I think I saw that on
So I got
TV.
Then Sunday I won my race. So.
Dude,
Nice.
that was freaking. That was badass, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was badass.
Well, yeah,
So,
I want to bring it back
for everybody,
and see
this
everything.
is Dion right here.
How you doing?
Yeah, we'll see him in Barber.
We'll be out there. Rob,
Dion.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you. Yeah, guys, come by the pit. We have waters. We'll have our little hospitality area. You guys can sit down, relax, and hang out with us. And then, yeah, it'll be a good time.
Yeah. If you're in Barber, make sure to swing on by the VPR tent and say hi to everybody.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dion. Thank you.
Take it easy, guys.
Man, yeah, no, we don't got really anything else to do today. We just got to drive over to Vegas now. Man, yeah, no, we don't got really anything else to do today. We just got to drive over to Vegas now.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go.
Obviously, you guys probably won't be able to make it to our bike night, but we appreciate you guys stopping by.
Yeah. All right, as you can see right here, we have arrived in Vegas. Actually, Rob and I arrived in Vegas last night, but we crashed out and we are excited to begin the day today. But for you, that's going to start in our next upload. All right. Until next time, we'll catch you on the next ride.